Good morning everyone, it's Janette here, enthusiastic gardener, and it's Sunday morning and I have 3 hours until it's supposed to rain. Now it rained so much on Friday and I managed to capture a thunder and lightning storm early evening, which I'll show you in a moment. But the garden is looking lovely, it welcomed the rain. I've added some beautiful new perennials which I want to show you quickly, but the whole purpose for today's video is to sort out my disaster, which is this border over here, and I've been unhappy with it and I've been looking at it. What can I do? Well, my solutions, you might not all agree with my solutions because some of them are a little sad, some of them are rather controversial. So let me show you the thunderstorm, which was really interesting. Then I'll show you what all the nice bits looking like, because it's looking pretty with my new perennials. And then we'll go over there, that's Lottie making that noise, and have a look at the disaster. So the rain did the garden a whole lot of good, and here's what it's looking like. I've added quite a few perennials. So we have some little gold star Rudbeckia. These are echinaceas, which are called Sunseeker Clementine. I have 3 of those dotted around, and I have 3 Sunseeker Reds echinaceas. That's one there. Another little gold star Rudbeckia. Here's a new one, or 2 actually, back there. Already had those Goldstrom Rudbeckias, which I planted a couple of weeks ago. There's another dotted in there, another dotted in there, and I have another one over there. So I think that's given everything a nice bit of autumnal colour. You can see autumn is on its way already, with the leaves beginning to come down. So we'll have a whole, goodness, weeks and weeks of leaf clearing. So it's looking pretty, I think. But what's not looking pretty, in my opinion, is the border to the right of this screen and the pond, which is a delight. Can we see the fish today? Have they woken up yet? Like, usually if I do this, they all come. Here we go, look. Very cute. Right, this is the border. This border here is a disaster in my opinion. I've planted things all in the wrong place. They're all going to get too big, and let's go through each thing. I like the bay tree, very happy with the bay tree, beautiful, and I like it. The apple tree, well, we've got 3 apples. Love my little yew, which we topiarised the other day. Then we have a pine, a Vanderwolf's pyramid. Now this is going to get huge. Now I'm thinking, well, what do we do? Now what I've decided, this is a little controversial. I'm going to take off lower branches and I'm going to limit up so all these can come off. So what I'm going to be left with basically is this. Just that little bit at the top, that little section can stay. So it will look like from these bits upwards. So we limit it up. Yes, don't know what you think about that, but anyway, that's what's happening. Now the Schneewittchen Rose, you can see, it's gone crazy. And it's so beautiful in the spring, the most beautiful white clusters. This obelisk, which has been leaning, as Richard will tell you, it's been leaning for a couple of months. Now I think that's going to come out completely, take that out. It's just got spikes which go into the ground, so that's easy to move. And I think what I'll do is I'll put it perhaps here. There's a bit of space down there, which is hard to plant because this Mahonia, which I did limb up, it was all yellowy, and I did that the other day, so that looks better, I think. But it's hard to plant anything new because I did try and put an echinacea in there and gave up because of all the roots. But I could put the obelisk there, and that will just fill in a little bit of a gap. So that's what's happening to the obelisk. The Hardy Geraniums, they all need to be cut back. As you can see, they've all died off, and I don't know if they've died completely or whether they've just gone into dormancy. The trouble with this area is such poor soil, and that's another thing that I want to do in this area is rejuvenate this soil. I'm thinking that all the compost that I've been collecting for nearly 2 years, I'm going to see if that's ready, and then once I've cleared this and got rid of all the weeds, of which there are many, as you can see, then I might put all the compost that I have on this bed here. The fountain, well, the fountain is not working for some reason. It's losing water, so it must have a leak somewhere. And last winter, when I took the other fountain in, I said to Richard, I'm not blaming him, but I will tell you this. I said to him, shall we bring this fountain in for the winter? He said, no, that will be fine. Well, I don't think it was fine, because now I think we've got a leak. So I'm going to dismantle that. It's got a cord that goes all the way along to a plug over the back there. So I'm going to take that right out, and then we can investigate. Then we have the Fatsia japonica, which I love. That nothing is happening to the Fatsia. Love the Fatsia. This pedestal, well, this plant is dead anyway, and this is just an ivy. We can stick that anywhere else, but I'm going to take this pedestal out. I don't know where it's going yet, but that is coming out. Basically, it's going to be a lot clearer. Then we have the olive tree, which was over here, and then I put it there, and now I think I'm going to put it back there because it's in the wrong place, because my washing line hook is where I see. This is the problem, you can't even see it. I've lost it, but it's there somewhere. Where is it? There it is. That is my washing line hook. There's a reel on the side of the cabin, and you pull out the line and you bring it over, hook it on there, and then you can hang your washing on the line and then put it back in. But I can't really get to it. And I have a lot of these beautiful blueberries, which are not actually mine, but they're my neighbours', but they're not quite ready to pick. But when they're ready to pick, or the birds get them, I'm going to cut that back. And then also this Taxus baccata, very lovely, but that's completely in the wrong place. You can't even see that. There is another one here. When I move the olive, if I can move the olive over to here, that might have to go. Now the other thing that's got to go, I'm afraid, are these two. One is a honeysuckle, which has never done very well. Never. And then this is a Chilean potato tree. Now look at it. And I did consider, is it possible to kind of push the branches back and fix them to the fence, but they're very, very stiff. And I've decided, although it was stunning in the spring, I'm going to take it out. It's going to go. I'm very, very sorry. I don't have anywhere to put it. I've thought about it, but I've bought the wrong plant and planted it in the wrong place. I like the thymes and things like that, the ground cover. You can't see my mirror. So that's it really. That's what I'm doing today. It's a big tangly mess and I want to clear it. So that's what's happening today. Well, I think it looks so much better. Let me just take you through what I actually did. Well, we had the two obelisks here, which are now gone, and we moved the olive tree over. cleaned the mirror, and then I tidied up. This is a Formium brown sugar, and there were a lot of old dead leaves, so we tidied those up. I moved that Taxus baccata back a little bit because it was planted right in the shrub. Didn't do anything to the Fatsia. I ended up pruning back the Schneewittchen Rose completely. I did start tying it back in, but then I thought, well, I'll only be pruning it in spring anyway, so that's okay. Now, the controversial Vanderwolf's pine has been limbed up, but I like topiaries. I think you know that from other things dotted around in the garden. And well, let's just see what happens. I like it. And then we've kept the yew, which we topiarised last week. The apple tree, well, I've got to harvest my 3 apples, so I won't do anything to that. It's probably, I mean, it can stay there for a little while, for a couple more years. We'll see what happens. Love the bay tree, and we took out the veronicastrum, which was dying down there. Tidied up the Hardy Geraniums. I don't know whether they have died or whether they'll come back. We have one Brunnera, which is not in a good spot because Brunnera like the shade, and this is my full sun position. So obviously I've taken the fountain away to be cleaned up, and these are creeping thymes, and they smell lovely actually. Just some ground colours. They'll flower in the spring and they look lovely. Now we do have a big lot of bare ground, but I have bought quite a lot of tulip bulbs actually, which I bought them last weekend. So I might just deck it out with tulips, which might look very nice. We'll see what happens. And just have a bit of breathing space and time to have a think of. That is my most difficult area. You'd think full sun would be easy, but for me, oh, I'd much rather have the shade. Such a shady corner. Let's go and have a look at shady corner. See, this to me is just so much easier to look after. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'm pleased I've done it. Oh, must take this in. I'll get in trouble leaving Richard's tools around. But yes, a morning well spent. It's supposed to rain very, very soon, so I've timed it perfectly to go in, have a cuddle with Lottie, do some editing, and put this video out for you, probably Monday, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, I'm Janette, I'm the Enthusiastic Gardener. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful week and have fun in your gardens.